Hi, this is Matthew of Atari Ferrari and Automatic Shoes, and I'm going to rip off this podcast called Song Exploder, where artists dissect the process behind one of their songs. I'm going to explain the creation of a track called Middle of Nowhere from our new album, Rebel. This song was born out of a pretty dark feeling. We had just played a couple of shows that only a handful of people showed up to, and I was getting that aching feeling of, why am I still doing this? Why is it so hard to get people in Spokane out of their houses to come to a show? Why aren't there any passionate people out here? And I just hear Patti Smith screaming, "Am I alone in this generation?"
He cried out as he stretched the sky, pushing it all out like latex cartoon. Am I all alone in this generation? Am I all alone? We're just be dreaming of elevation, night and day.
Since I began making music, everyone in my life has told me that I would have to move to either Seattle or New York if I wanted to make it in the music business. And I always rejected that notion because I was never happy with the music business as it is now. I don't like a lot of modern bands. I don't like that Spotify and Apple get all the royalties we could make from album sales. But the internet has really made it possible to be an artist and broadcast your work from wherever you are. It's harder to make a living, and it really widens the gap between artists who are in this just for the paycheck and those who are purely in it for the love of the music. Judging by the 10 cents that I've made from years and thousands of Spotify streams, I think I fall into the latter category. So I started writing, knowing that I could make something in Little Spokane, Washington that would be relatable no matter where you are in the world. Everyone's got problems and everyone's got doubt, mostly just how to get along with one another or how to live without someone or something that we want. Sometimes I feel like I was sent here as an observer just to provide a little commentary on the silly things people do, so I started there. I've been living on the outside, looking down on everyone.
I've been living on the outside, looking down at everyone. I've been dreaming about the inside. It sounds like a lot of fun.
So I might be a little bit of a superstitious person, especially when it comes to music, and even more so when I'm immersed into that creative mode where nothing else in my life matters. Sometimes I try to communicate with whatever muse was speaking to Mark Bolan or David Bowie or George Harrison. They've got to be floating around out there somewhere, right? I definitely feel Mark more strong and more often than others, and the reason I don't feel weird about saying that is you can talk to any Mark Bolan fan in the world and they will tell you they have had the exact same experience. He comes to you in dreams and just about everything short of materializing right in front of you or whispering in your ear, and sometimes even that. Well, for a few days I felt like Prince or his muse was hanging around, and I don't think I've ever been more intimidated by something in my life. My house literally felt haunted, and my roommate can attest to the fact that I kept walking around saying, Prince is here, and I don't know if I can handle it. I can't play guitar for shit, and I can't do anything if he tries to give me a song. I just can't do it. So the morning after he left, a little light beamed through my window and shone on this painting that I did of Prince's last album cover, with a littler beam of light on a Laserdisc copy of Fargo that I have, with the tagline, "A lot can happen in the middle of nowhere." And that was it. Maybe I'm Looney Tunes, but I'm still trying to figure that out. So I have all the words done now, and I start tinkering around with some guitar ideas, and here's what I come up with. I translate that over to acoustic guitar and come up with a simple melody, and this is the demo that I sent over to the rest of the band.
I've been living on the outside, looking down on everyone. I've been dreaming about the inside, sounds like a lot of fun.
I wasn't sure if they were going to be into it, in which case I would have probably figured out how to record it on my own, but it wouldn't have been as special. I got a couple thumbs up, I think, but Eric was the one who said, "God damn, you should be proud of yourself for writing a song like that." And he was the one that really pushed it forward, and that's always a great feeling when the rest of the guys are all in on trying to make the song work for the group. We recorded this whole album in our bassist Scott's garage on this farm about 20 miles or so outside of town. A lot can happen in the middle of nowhere pretty much became a mantra for me during the recording sessions. I don't know about the other guys, but I felt like we were really working on something big, and we were literally doing it in the middle of nowhere. Not in Seattle, not in New York, just on a little farm in Cheney, Washington.
Yes, love can happen in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of mixing, I went out to the alley behind my house to take out the trash, and I noticed this child's classical guitar that was broken in half with a broken string. I was like, this is a metaphor for how Spokane feels about music sometimes. Once again, where's the passion? Why are they just throwing it in the trash? I took it in and screwed it back together and added it to the song, pretty low in the mix, but just enough to say that I did it. I was listening to a bit of Jackson Browne around the time that we were working on this song, and I've always liked the song The Road on the Running on Empty album, how he takes that song from just an acoustic guitar in his hotel room to the full band performing it live.
When you stop to let them know you got it down. It's just another town along the road. Well, it isn't.
I wanted to see if we could do something like that, and I think it transitioned really well. It starts with just me in my room, and then the band with brushes, and then we climb aboard a starship and head for the stars. I wanted the ending to feel really big, like the end of Mark Bolan's Cosmic Dancer, and one of the ways he created that feeling is by those weird reverse guitar solos in the end. You just have to listen to the main track in reverse and get a feel of the groove and start playing whatever you want. You can play just about anything as long as it's in sync, and then just flip it and stick it back in there. And that sounds awful. It will always sound good, and you'll always get people asking you, what the hell is that, and how did you do it? Here's what the solo sounds like as I played it. So now we've kind of come full circle to how the song originally began if you listen to that original demo again. This album, and this song especially, is about listening to those gut instincts, urges, or superstitions, and then just building upon them until you have a complete thought that you can communicate to other people. If you're always flying by that little dreaming voice inside your head, even if everything else inside your life is telling you to do otherwise, or be a little more realistic, I think that is true rebellion. That is rebel. Also, our drummer Rob told me that the song couldn't be finished unless I put this beach house style solo on top of the whole thing, which I didn't even remember doing the first run through that we tried, and I added that on as well. And then the last element that I added was the Hammond organ, which Eric suggested. He was right to suggest it. It kind of holds the whole song together. I just got as close to that old school Hammond sound as I could using the GarageBand app on my iPad. So now the song is done, and here is Middle of Nowhere.
I've been living on the outside, looking down at everyone. I've been dreaming about the inside. It sounds like a lot of fun. Everyone's got problems. Everyone's got doubt, mostly how to get along, how to live without. But a lot can happen in the middle of nowhere. It's a lot a lot of love around here, just black holes and welfare checks. It's just so hard to overcome the fear. Baby, what did I expect? Everyone's got problems. Everyone's got doubt, mostly how to get along, how to live without. But a lot can happen in the middle of nowhere. Yes, a lot doesn't really need to be forever. It's just somewhere to go. 'Cause everyone's got problems. Everyone's got doubt. Mostly how to get along, how to live without. But a lot can happen in the middle of nowhere. It's a lot.